You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, King Johnson.
The AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV Southland After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV Southland After Show.
All right, the season finale, and you know, Bing is for doing. Welcome back, you guys. Of course, I'm here with my lovely co-host.
Hello, I'm Anik Dufour.
And we have a special guest in studio, and we have another surprise for you, another guest calling in. But the man sitting right here to my left, he is known as Ryan Dorsey, aka Cody, the bad. I wanted to say a little more, but I don't want to cuss. But he's you know, he's a villain.
He's a bad man.
So look, we're going to jump right into this episode because, of course, we want to talk to Cody, and then we do have – we want to talk to Ryan. See, I'm already messing up. But we do have another surprise guest for you guys. But let's just jump right into this. So, you know, let's do Ben and Sammy. So this relationship has really come full circle.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Yeah.
You know, and, you know, let's start with Ben. So, you know, morning after, right, he's walking out of Elena's house.
Yeah.
And then you called it, right?
I told you they were gonna get a big old cat fight. I'm so lucky. I'm so happy that Ben and Elena do not have like some type of animal, because she would have totally turned out Fatal Attraction and like killed the poor thing. Especially like a rabbit, you know? It's like that's a little scary. Yeah. But she was crazy.
No, I mean, yeah, she was showing signs of crazy.
Right.
You know, but I honestly expected a little more. Like I wanted to kind of like see them like really duke it out in the street, hair pulling, you know, maybe like a blouse gets unpopped. It's TNT. You know, it's TNT, and then it just starts raining all of a sudden. You know, I don't know. Maybe is that too much?
He's thinking a little too much.
You know, because guys are always shirtless in the show. So why?
That's
can't
okay
we have,
though. We can have that.
Why can't we have?
We can have the guy shirtless.
You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
Yeah. Maybe that's asking too much. I don't know. So yeah, so they duke it out, and so now Brooke is finally like, she gets the picture, I guess, right? You know, like she gets beat up a little bit, and you know, Elena just really stakes her claim. You know, she's like, says, "My house, you're crazy," and yada yada yada. And
I like how she just like goes to her house.
Yeah, no, that was like, no. Like you said, she put an app in his phone.
I know.
Stalker.
Who does that?
Her, apparently.
She put an app in his. That's dude.
And then she brings coffee. I like how she brought coffee.
Sweet. I like that.
Yeah, she's like, oh, I'm just gonna bring coffee for him and not for me. Yeah. Like, what did you think was gonna happen?
She thought they were gonna sit down and have, because she wanted to talk.
I mean, you know, Elena would like totally kick her ass.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, it's like.
Yeah.
You know.
That's great.
So, you know, I mean, and then that just kind of set the tone, I think, for the rest of the episode. Right. And so now, you know, Sammy really has this vendetta, and he wants to find who these guys were, or who this guy was that broke into his house. Right. You know, so now he has a little more information, and, you know, with not really scoping around, but, you know, he you know, got some intel that I'm always gonna mess with this guy's name, not Slugface.
Stroke face.
There we go.
You've been doing this for how long?
I don't know, because it's like Slugface. It just sounds correct to me, right? It doesn't sound like he's cool. You know, because Stroke face is like, it's weird. But Slugface,
but that's not his name.
He's a big dude. Yeah. You know, he slurs his words. Slugface. It just kind of works out. I don't know. So that's why I'm not a writer on the show. But they said that he was in a strip club, right? So he wasn't there at the scene, you know, that gets him away from his actual, you know. Right. So now it's
oh, we have a caller.
Well, let's take it.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
Is this Anthony?
This is Anthony.
Hey, Anthony, how are you?
Good. Who's this?
This is Nick.
Nick, what's up?
It's good to finally like meet you, kind of, sort of.
Even though it is over the phone.
Yeah.
I know, even though it's over the phone, I apologize, but I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Kakalaka.
That's exciting. Now, before we really dive into your interview, this is just for me personally. Can you please pronounce your last name?
It's easy to break it up. Ruivivar.
Ruivivar.
There you go.
Okay, yeah, because I knew I was just gonna mess.
Yeah,
up.
he's been saying Anthony R for the past I don't know how long.
That's what. Don't worry about it. I'm totally used to it, and I'm used to.
Yeah, hey,
that's good.
There's a lot of just extra letters in there. I got scared. But so listen, so we have you here now. So for those of you who are tuning in live right now, this is Lucero who is on the phone. And so the cool thing is that we have Lucero and we have Lucero's killer live in studio right now. So
Sitting next to me, no less.
yeah. So first question, Anthony. What was it like just shooting your last scene, essentially? Because we know that it was a very tough, very emotional scene. Can you just kind of take us through what it was like shooting that?
Well, first of all, the reason why I'm on the phone is because my killer is there, so I'm still terrified of that dude right there. So that's why I'm on the phone. No, it was. Look, Southland is a one-of-a-kind show. The entire process is unlike anything, that I've experienced shooting. I worked with Chris Chulak and John Wells on Third Watch back in the day, where they kind of, started using a lot of these techniques, but they really distilled it and boiled it down and perfected it at Southland. And I equate it to method filmmaking. It's incredibly liberating. We don't use marks. The cameramen are constantly on the move, pulling focus, following you. So, they let you play. It was an experience from beginning to end. Another thing is we were able to shoot it in sequence, which is pretty amazing. Usually you shoot things out of sequence, but it allowed us to kind of ramp up and build a natural momentum as opposed to manufacturing it when you're jumping back and forth. Yeah. So, all of those things really helped, bring out the tension and the performances that we were able to get. And Michael Cudlitz is amazing. I worked with him before on one thing, so when I started the job, I knew we were going to have a good time, but I didn't realize it was going to be such a intense process.
Yeah, no, I mean, we definitely enjoyed watching it, and just the chemistry that you and Michael had, just kind of from day one on screen, we're like, okay, like this is perfect.
Yeah, it's like he met his match, and then they end up killing you off. It's
Yeah.
like, what's going on? Did you know?
We have a theory that everyone that finds out that his character is gay gets killed.
That's actually kind of true.
Yeah.
Did you know how they were gonna get rid of you, or did you just sign on for a series regular, or was it just a reoccurring?
No, coming into it, I knew it was going to be an arc. I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know what they had in store. But I knew that I was coming in, for a limited amount of time. They, when I walked into it, they didn't have a season 6 lined up. They still don't have a season 6 lined up. So we were just kind of taking it one day at a time. I did know that I was going to, be kind of taking the place of Lucy Liu as his new partner. Yeah. And, they had all these great things in store. I don't even think they were sure what exactly they were going to do or how far they could push the envelope or how things are going to work out. So, that being said, we just kind of plowed into it and played it moment by moment. Probably around episode 6 or 7, they had been talking about it. I talked with Chris about it, and he kind of laid out what the episode was about and what they wanted to do. And you know, when I heard that it was an ode to the onion fields, and when I you know, understood the background behind it and why they wanted to do this story to kind of honor that, and you know, the direction that they were taking the show in terms of whether they just needed like big things to happen, just because they're still not sure what's going to happen with the show. They're not sure if it's a finale, you know, a season or a series finale. So they kind of had to leave everything out there, you know, and I completely understand that. And you know, we had a total blast. I got more than I expected, you know, working on the show. And, you know, it's absolutely not in the vein of, you know, Hard Feelings or Why'd You Kill Me Off or any kind of emotional attachment like that. I mean, I love the show. I obviously would, if there is a season 6, I would have loved to come back.
Yeah.
Maybe
But,
we have like a
you know,
ghost.
I might also have been precluded from doing that because I'm a series regular on Banshee, Alan Ball's Banshee for Cinemax and HBO. So that was another monkey wrench in the equation.
When you first read the script regarding your timely demise, what did you think about that? Like how they were gonna like get rid of you?
Yeah, it was pretty. It was pretty brutal, but at that point I had been kind of Southlandized already, so I realized, you know, I knew that the way things go down, it's fast and furious and down and dirty. I mean, I was completely into it. I wasn't kind of doing the oh no thing. I wasn't really thinking about, oh God, how are we going to shoot this or how it's going to go down. I was, you know, licking my lips, excited to kind of bring that script to light. And Whedon, the writer, is awesome. I mean, he's one of the best writers on Southland. So, and Chulak was directing, so it was just a perfect storm. You're like, I just couldn't wait, you know, to dive into it.
Yeah, well, and you know, just like as like watching that scene and just kind of like watching like really that episode, it was a really big. I don't even know how to even put it, but you know, because I've seen tweets about Emmys and this and that, and so definitely like you and Michael really deserve some type of nomination for something, because like I felt like I was being tortured when you were being tortured. Let me put it that way.
Yeah, man. Like we weren't prepared for the kind of whirlwind, you know, outpour of people's reaction to it. I mean, to be honest, when I watched the episode, I had forgotten so much of it because of the way that we shot it. We just kind of were rolling and rolling and just doing it and doing it and doing it. And the conditions were brutal. It was, you know, 35 degrees. We're in nothing but our underwear and T-shirts. I'm, you know, covered in blood and prosthetics, and then I get wet down. And, you know, we just kind of left it all out on the dance floor. And weren't thinking, you know, about how people were going to kind of perceive it or take it. But, you know, me and Michael had talked kind of the day after, and we both had the same kind of experience where Twitter and Facebook and our phones were just like, I mean, it was such a huge kind of, it just blew up so hard that we kind of had to turn our phones off. We both turned our phones off and just kind of like walked away from it, because we both appreciate social media, and we both try to be on top of it and, you know, reply to people and answer people's questions and whatnot. But it just got way too overwhelming.
I can imagine.
So you know, it was overwhelming to us. Like I've never experienced anything like that, where people were so kind of moved, good and bad, by it, and you know, people's accolades and throwing, you know, the word Emmy around and stuff. It's pretty humbling, to be honest. But you know, again, we weren't thinking that when we were shooting it.
Yeah. Now, Couple last things before we let you go. In this episode, in this last episode, when your wife went to Cooper and kind of alluded that your character was gay. Now, can you answer that? Like was Lucero gay, or like what's the story behind that?
Yeah, that was I had gotten access to the last script and I read that scene, and I think I don't want to answer that question because I think I think it's important to leave that up to the viewer. Mm-hmm. It's really not my place to kind of say. What I can say is there are things that happen in the script or throughout the season. Like, I don't know the whole season going into it. I don't know. All you can do is play the episode that you have in front of you. Yeah. So information about your character kind of bleeds out. And you get an episode and you go, oh, I didn't know. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know he had a brother. Or, oh, that's great. I didn't know we were going to meet his wife and family. And then all of a sudden you go, oh, he's not on the up and up with this, that, and the other thing. I mean, you get a little bit of heads up, but information kind of rolls in, and I can say that I wasn't necessarily playing that, but I as I said, I just kind of want to leave it up to the viewers to kind of answer that question. I think that's what's fun about storytelling, and especially Southland, is that they don't wrap things up in nice bows for people.
No, they don't.
It's like they put the work on the viewer to like come to it and let them access it. It's not all tidy and clean and pretty for everyone to kind of digest. It's meant to kind of confront you. It's meant to make you think. It's meant to engage you.
Yeah.
So.
And I think like that's a good thing, but it also sucks at times too, because like, come on, dude, we just want some answers, like just make it plain and simple, But it does add that mystique and everything to the show. So just I know I have one last question. Do you have another question?
He answered everything, actually.
Okay, so my last question for you, Anthony. I'm talking to Lucero now. If you could say one last thing to your killer, Cody, who's sitting right here, what would it be?
Oh my God. As Lucero, huh?
Yes.
Can I swear on this program?
Sure, just nothing, too vulgar that would get us kicked off the internet.
That's tough to do. That's tough to get kicked off.
Oh my God, that's a curveball. I hope your hair grows back.
Oh, that's good.
Well, thank you, Anthony. Is there anything that you want to plug before we let you go?
No, just Cinemax's Banshee. Here shooting it in Charlotte. It's Alan Ball's new show, or actually we're going to our second season. It's on Cinemax, produced by HBO, and it should be coming out in January of 2014.
All right. Well, perfect. Well, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, guys.
Good working with you,
Anthony. Thanks
Anthony.
for all your support on the show, man. I know. I mean, Southland has probably the most amazing fan base that I've ever experienced. They're all amazing people, and you guys are a part of that as well. So I know everyone at Southland really appreciates it.
Thank you.
Aw, I want to cry. Not really, but thank you.
All right, guys.
All righty.
Take care.
All right. So that was nice.
Yeah.
I like that. That was it was a nice little insight, So although you still didn't answer the if Lucero's gay question, but
well, he didn't want to answer.
Yeah, you can leave it up to interpretation. Right?
I think he was.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he was.
Really? I think he. Well, you were in the bathroom with him, so.
He definitely wasn't then.
Oh, okay.
For sure.
There you go. So now just kind of wrapping up with the Sammy. So Sammy is on the hunt for a guy named Chris.
Right. Can we just say one thing really quick before that? Because there needs to be a season 6, like I was telling you.
There does.
Yes, and not for anything else, but to find out that for me to get vindicated that Sammy is not the father of that kid. That's it. Continue.
That's all. So all we need is one episode of season 6.
That's it.
So we find out. So Sammy gets this information now, and so he knows that the guy that broke into his house, his name was Chris. But that's his legal name. He needs to know what his what his street name is, and this is it is
Moko?
it's
Moko.
Moko. Yeah, right. What you learned out his name was Booger is what it is.
Right.
Right.
What Carmen
translates to. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So so now he has the detectives out there running all the guys named Chris and all the different spellings and stuff like that. So just kind of narrow it down so he can find this guy. Right. So they pull up to this random stop and they have gangbangers essentially lined up against the wall. And so he finds that one of the guys has his father's a Super Bowl ring or
Rose Bowl
ring.
Right.
So he freaks out now. Right. He was like, "Were you the one who broke into my house?" And da 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 da. And the guy was like, "No, I bought it off some dude in the club." And he was like, "What's the dude's name?" I was like, "I don't know. It was his street name." So he's getting closer. We see him kind of he's really starting to narrow the road a little bit, and you kind of see in Ben's face he knows that he's getting a little closer, so it's kind of what's going through Ben's mind now,
right?
What do you think is Ben freaking out? Has been oh my god, or should Ben be I should just tell him?
No, I think he's freaking out because I think he's being selfish.
He was being a little selfish.
He's being selfish.
Yeah,
and I think he was freaking out.
Yeah.
He's getting closer.
He is.
And then he knows that it's going to blow up. I mean, he's on the verge of going completely mental.
At the tipping point.
Yeah, exactly.
He's almost there. So now Sammy gets on this helicopter, to look for this green Civic with a red roof.
Right.
Right? And then so now we have Cody and his friend here who buy this gun. Or they sold the gun. They sold Lucero's gun.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Right. And so this Vice guy, he stops some. He wasn't a junkie. He was more like a.
Gyrese?
Yeah.
He's just street hustler.
There you go.
Yeah.
So the street hustler had this cops issued pistol, right, that checked out to be Lucero's gun.
Mm-hmm.
And so now this guy's freaking out. And it was really some mafioso type stuff that they tied him to the truck, to the tire. It was some crazy. I'm like, this kid's gonna die.
I would have pressed on the gas.
I mean,
I was gone.
No, but that's
No?
the LAPD already has a bad rap. If you do that, because that is something. Okay, that's just we're killing people now. So so they basically set up a sting.
Right.
Right, and then so they follow Cody and his friend. And I don't know. I think Cody has a thing about shooting people in the head.
What do you think?
His mind. I think he just went over it. Yeah, he personally enjoyed seeing blood. That's the kind of guy he was. The drugs and he's just sociopath. On some levels, for sure.
Yeah.
And then he throws him out the door.
Yeah, just throws him out of the door. Yeah, just and keeps driving.
Works like a charm. Slowed him down.
It does. It actually does.
Bought him some time.
Yeah, because Robinson's character just trying to, and then he just runs over the body, and then so now they got to stop and they got to, deal with that.
Right.
So he's gotten away.
Right.
So we think.
Right.
Right. So now speaking of Lydia and Robinson, so they're the ones who are they're really because Lydia's really trying to get this revenge for Cooper, because you can see that she's really this is crazy. What these guys did to you was literally crazy. So she's talking to him. She's like, if you can just anything to help us, find these guys and who these guys are.
Right.
So she tells them to use a different angle. And kind of look down on where you guys were. Was there anything that you didn't see or that you missed, or just something to just kind of help him out? And then he says sulfur.
Right.
right? And so he's like, yeah, the cloves smell like sulfur. And so that's how we find.
I'd like to thank Ryan for not smelling like rotten eggs. For smelling very nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Continue. We had a moment.
I was gonna let it linger longer. So, Cody is literally at the end of his rope. I'm going to character right. So Cody's literally at the end of his rope, starts shooting at Robinson and Lydia, and so he's running.
Right.
Right, and then so he's up on this. What is it? There's oil tankers.
Yeah, the tank yard.
Right. Yeah. I don't know how he gets up there. First of all,
there's some steps in the back. They didn't show you.
Okay, so that's inside. That's how he gets up there. And so he's freaking out now. He's like, "Oh my God, what's going on? I gotta get out of here because it's cops are surrounding." And then so the chopper that Sammy's in, because they get the call, so they get eyes on Cody, and like what any vigilante would do, that's like playing, was that Grand Theft Auto or something, starts shooting at the helicopter,
right?
And he hits the helicopter,
right?
And he hits the gas tanker, and so now they gotta make an emergency.
Right, and there down goes Sammy.
Well, yeah, Sammy doesn't die.
Well, I know that.
But yeah, no,
because he's gonna come back for season 6 and find out that he's, not the father.
He needs to come back for season 6.
Cody's a hell of a shot, though, right?
Cody is
right.
A hell of a
I was
shot.
gonna say that
2
was
shots,
good.
Pretty good,
and knocks out this helicopter.
Well, I emptied the clip, but I guess they just showed.
Yeah, they just showed
yeah, they
2.
didn't show that. Yeah. They just showed 2, and it was like 1, and then
it was like Papa, and there you go.
Yeah.
He's good. He's good. What can I say?
Yeah, because he shoots people in the head, so his aim is nuts. Let me put it that way.
Pretty good.
Yeah, although he did miss Cooper in the ditch,
yeah,
but we won't talk about it. We won't talk about that. So, I mean, Cody gets caught.
Yeah.
Like he just gets
right,
caught.
but we don't see that.
We don't.
Right.
Like, it cuts real quick, and
season 6 they're gonna interview me.
Yeah, there you go. Maybe he breaks out of jail,
right,
or something, and then
just putting it out there.
Yeah,
prison break.
He needs some storylines or something. We need some type of arc for this kid.
Bring him back.
Yeah, put him on as like a regular. Put him as like some vigilante that they just can't capture.
Yeah.
Right? He's like some big mafia kingpin. All that. I don't know. That's where we're going.
I don't think he's smart enough. But yeah, it was a nice try.
Yeah, so I'm working for you.
Appreciate that.
So so he gets caught, and now Cooper is back on the job, right?
Right.
Because he took some time off. It was like 18 days, I want to say,
Right.
because that's kind of like the time period that we had. So he took some time off, but he's back on the job now, and because I think he's kind of getting like that cabin fever. He can't really stay in too long. Like he's the guy who needs to be out there, needs to be moving. Right, but they take his guns away, and they kind of put him like
he's on
a desk,
duty.
So he's pushing paper, not really doing anything, like not cowboy anymore.
Right.
And so
that would make anybody go crazy.
Yeah, so he's getting stir crazy now. So he goes to his commander and he's like, "Listen, I need to get back out here," and his commander's like, "Well, this is above my pay grade. I can't do anything about it." He's like, "Well, your son died, and you're back on duty, and you're
right.
not, strapped to a desk, we know it's all politics, you know what I mean? And so even like when it gets to that level too, it really is kind of all politics. And I guess with Cooper's previous I'm not gonna say ailments, but with his previous conditions that he's had,
right?
He's definitely on the watch list. You know what I mean? So you kind of have to be a little like let's ease him into it. So, but I don't know. I mean, I kind of wanted to see him out there, kind of, not to get a little revenge, but kind of help keep his mind together, because I feel like he was falling apart just like in solitary, kind of.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So he has lunch with his ex training officer.
Right.
Right. What was his name? I forgot his name.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
It's bad. We're bad.
Major Dad.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. We'll call him that. Yeah. So and he tells him you should never let him take your guns.
Right, and then he walks away.
Yeah, and he's
I would have been mad and walked away too.
Yeah. So I mean it was a small scene, but I think it was like a real important scene because it's kind of like this is eating at him.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like it's the little things that really start eating at him, and then because he's living with his ex-wife.
Right.
And then so he's like, did you think about the baby or anything? Like, let's do this. I think it would be great if we would make good parents. I can move back in, this and that.
And then she's like, I don't want to have a baby with you.
Shuts him down.
What happened like within those like couple weeks?
I don't. Maybe she got because he was living there, so maybe she got tired of him like being there. She's like, I probably can't do this, and then a kid, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just feel that like all these little things kind of like drove him to where like, you know, he was at wit's end, you know?
Right.
So the next door neighbors have their generator on.
Again.
He wakes up. Yeah. Again.
Because they had it on the last time.
Exactly. Yeah. And so, you know, he can't get any sleep. And so like now he's really kind of like, you know, because he's not in a stable state of mind right now. You know, so he goes out there, unplugs the generators, gets into this altercation with the neighbors, and then, you know, I'm thinking that the neighbor's gonna shoot him. You know, because the neighbor comes out with his gun. I'm like, oh my God, the neighbor's gonna shoot this guy. That doesn't happen, right? Cooper goes John McClane out. I kind of want to say from Die Hard, right? You know, takes the guy, takes the gun, and then starts beating or pistol whipping the other. Like he went like nuts. Like this guy, I'm thinking this guy's crazy now.
Right.
You know, like he's gonna have to be committed. Like this is not sane. You know, cops come, helicopters.
But I mean, if you think about it, wouldn't you have done the same thing? I mean, you've been through so much, and then this guy comes up in your face and just like, you know, it's like. That's it. Like I'm done.
I probably just would have shot him. Cause like I think like you're more sane if you shoot somebody as opposed to if you're pistol whipping. Like that's a little like you're crazy at that point. You know what I mean? But okay, he shot him.
But then the way I guess maybe I'm crazy, but the way I see it is that like he's just like he wants him to suffer. I guess maybe the way he suffered. Yeah, I mean, but you know, like I feel like Cooper has had like 20 plus years of suffering.
Just a little.
Yeah, just a little.
Cody crazy.
Yeah, exactly. So Cooper gets shot by the police, right? And they didn't realize that he was Cooper until like, oh my God, this is John Cooper. He's a cop, you know. So and then that's how the episode ends. So hopefully we have a season 6. So
I was seriously sitting on like
pins and needles.
Yeah, and I see him get shot, and I'm like, you've got to be pooping me.
It's sad
because it's like,
it is. It's
oh my gosh, like really? Like, come on. But he was alive though when they cut it off.
Yeah. So he wasn't dead. So like where he got shot, it was in the body. It wasn't like in the head or anything. So he could still come back.
He's a strong guy.
Yeah.
He's got some meat to him.
They definitely left it open. Exactly. So, you know, we'll see. We'll see what happens. So now let's get right into this, Ryan. Because
wait. Am I the only one that thinks the whole Lydia and Russell thing is cute?
I don't know if I like it.
Why?
I don't know if I like it.
Why?
I don't know. Like, I kind of want to see Lydia be alone.
No, she's been alone for like
I know she's
way
been
too
alone,
long.
but she hasn't been alone with the
happy.
baby. I want to see her alone with the baby.
I think she's been alone enough with the baby before she starts going crazy herself. You do remember that baby?
Yeah.
At the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
What did you call him?
Damien's
child.
Wow.
The Omen. He's a little Omen, right? 3/6 on the back of his head, like this baby's great. But no, I mean I don't know, because I feel like that's too easy for her though.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that's because that's he's essentially what she's looking for because he was an ex-cop and this and that. You know.
But
so
she's always liked him though.
Yeah, but and so it works. You know, but I feel like it's too easy. Like there's not going to be any conflict. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's cute, but
it's cute, quote unquote cute.
It's just too easy.
Yeah.
That's just me. I don't know. I want to see a little drama. I want to see some fights, some arguments. You know, some throwing chairs. You know, breaking glasses. That's what I want to see.
Well, then you can always bring back Brooke and Elena.
Well, yeah, I definitely want them back for it. Definitely want them back for season 6. So, talking to Ryan now, okay? Now, just kind of give us anything. Like what was it like when, through the audition process? First off, let's start there.
The audition was, it all happened pretty fast. We got called in for Chulak and I believe it was Zach, a couple of the producers, straight to them. They paired us up. I mean, there was probably like 20 some of us, and they had us all come in. And then they said they may have some of us stay, may have some of us, mix and match. So after we all went, they had 4 of us stay, like 2 Codys and 2 Phillips. And obviously I was one of the 4. And they paired Tobias and myself up, and it just came together in the room. Like Chulak said to us after we were finished, he was looking at us and was like, "You guys are crazy." Like that's what he said. And so I felt good about it then. You know, you never know when you go into the room. But I found out pretty quickly that I got the phone call after that, you know, they put us on hold and they had to get network approval the next day because, you know, for whatever reasons. And, you know, kudos to Chris, to Chulak for, you know, taking a risk on someone like me who, you know, I really hadn't done anything before this besides like be number 2 and test for projects. And, you know, he knows what he's doing. He believed in me and gave me the confidence to do, you know, what I needed to do to make this, you know, work for such a pivotal point in the series. And when I got it, I had no idea how big my part was. You know, you just had a couple scenes and you're like, oh, cool, it's a guest star. But then you find out it's a lead guest star, and then you find out you're killing off like basically a series regular almost. And yeah, it was super intense once we got to like shooting out in the desert.
Yeah, like, you know, because I'm watching, and first of all, believable, right? Like it's
yes,
right. Like I'm like,
well, because at first we think the other guy is the cray one.
Well, but he was crazy too, though.
Well, he was crazy, but then we thought this one was
sensible.
Yeah, and maybe let him go and stuff. Yeah, and then all of a sudden he's the one who turns out to be like
this cold-blooded
psycho.
You know?
Yeah, the Tobias he was amazing. Like I couldn't have worked with anyone better. You know, obviously that's why he got the job, but it was really a lot of fun to just, you know, like Anthony was saying, they the way they shoot, they just kind of set it up and you go play, and they give you a lot of freedom to, you know, there's no marks. They call it Southland style, and we just rocked it out, and it was a lot of fun. It was super intense. Like on the set, you know, you know, those guys have been together for months, and you know that it's Anthony's last day basically, and yeah, it was super intense.
Yeah,
to say the least.
And because, you know, we had Dory in here a little while ago, and Dory Messick, you know, he plays Robinson, and so, you know, because he was saying that basically like it's an 8-hour day, so, you know, like it's not like real long shoots and everything, but everything like it's on location, everything, but it's real fast paced though. So is that kind of like how they were shooting? Was it
we
real
actually
fast,
worked? We had, I think, when were out in Palmdale, we had like a 13 and like a 16. I know I had like a 16-hour day, and they weren't done shooting. They still had to shoot, you know, where I shoot Cooper, and then he gets out and goes to the gas station. So I was done at that point, but I think they ended up shooting for another like 3 hours after that.
Wow.
And this point it's like 4 in the morning. I think they shot until the sun came up. So that was a super long day. But for the most part, from what I understand, yeah, they shoot really fast. And like the next week for this episode, we didn't really have long days. It was nice. I got a little sunburnt running up on the shooting at the helicopter. But other than that, it was a blast to work with, you know, Regina and Michael and everyone involved. Just really great people.
I mean, it's a great cast, and everybody's like really nice and stuff like that. You know?
Yeah,
so it's like
definitely an ensemble cast.
Were you a fan before?
You know, funny enough, I started watching season 1 when it came out, and you know, I didn't have cable. You know, Starving Artist Story, yada yada, and I didn't watch until you know, the audition. I caught up to the tone and the way they do it. So then, no, I mean, I was a fan, but I wasn't like up on it, you know, like Breaking Bad or whatever. I watched every episode, but now I'm obviously caught up, and it's a great show.
Yeah,
and it's amazing to be a part of such an awesome show like Southland. It's lucky guy.
Now, since you're caught up, do you think that Sammy is the father of that baby?
Oh man, you never know, right? I don't know. I can't. Yeah, it's LA. Anything's possible in Los Angeles, but I wouldn't want to speculate. I would say anything's possible.
It's true. It's true. Now, going back, because I have to keep going back to the scene, because it's like, to me, I'm literally sitting here watching this episode. This is episode 9 we're talking about, and let's just kind of just walk through it, because you guys were in this truck, right now. Because, like, from our viewer standpoint, the conditions in the truck look terrible. Like, was it really hot? Like, do they have any, you know, like, what was it like?
It wasn't super hot or anything. It was actually a nice day to do it. However, I think there was like a gas can back there, and they that was the hard part for Anthony and Michael. But you know, it was a rough ride for them for sure. They got bruised up. They were handcuffed together, handcuffed with their you know, behind their backs, and it was definitely they accumulated some bruises for sure. So you know, just circling around in Hawthorne. I think that's where we shot that. Okay. But yeah, it was right off the gate. I mean, the first thing we shot, and like Anthony said, we shot it all in sequence, was in the abandoned mall. Okay. So yeah, apparently it was a mall that had been like that since the riots back in, you know, Rodney King. So
which mall was it?
I just know it's in Hawthorne. I'm not sure the name of it.
I know exactly what you're talking about, because it's right there off of Hawthorne Boulevard.
Yeah.
No, because I used to live, so I
So yeah, I mean, it was like right off the bat, it was you know, we're screaming and yelling and guns drawn, and you know, it was kind of it was just intense. I can't think of a better word. It's just intense, and you look back and you have no idea how they're gonna cut it together, and you know, I don't know.
Was there anything that you guys did, you know, that wasn't used, that was like, oh my god, like this would be crazy if they put it in? Like, was it something that, because like the torture scenes, like that was intense to me. So like did you guys go further than what we saw, or?
Not really. I think the only thing they may have not used is you know, they had a gag to where they had a close up of you know, the blowtorch going on his leg, and it was actually made of pigskin, I believe, and they didn't end up showing the close up, but you still felt it was. I mean, when I watched it, I forgot how, you know, because you're in it. I didn't realize how, I don't know how I did it, but I didn't realize how violent it was going to, you know, how it was going to play. And like we watched the screening of it, and I was just, you know, I forgot, and I was like, wow, that's you up there.
You're like, oh my gosh, vicious.
It's crazy.
Yeah, because he literally is like a vicious man, and you're just like, oh my god, like, this is, you know, this is real life.
Yeah, it was, and then you know, with dragging the bodies, and you know, Cutlets is just a phenomenal actor. I think he definitely deserves an Emmy nomination for. He's just a phenomenal actor.
Yeah. Okay.
Or at least for bringing Brenda to the prom. No. Okay.
Wow, you went back on that one. You did. You really.
Did I just age myself?
You reach. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying you're reaching back for that one. So now, is there anything that we can expect from you coming up in the future? Like, has Southland opened up any more roles for you? You know, agents getting calls, like.
Yeah, I mean, it's been pretty busy since like after shooting Southland. You know, I'm supposedly up for a movie that shoots in Puerto Rico. Would love to go out there, a feature, like sort of a psychological horror thriller. It's a U.S. soccer team crashes on an island, and you know, a lot of people die, and I'm one of the people that are like one of 7 that are stranded. Hopefully, if it works out, it doesn't shoot till June, so who knows? You know how these things go. Yeah. Other than that, I'm just back to square one, auditioning, and actually, when I leave here, I'm on Parks and Rec tonight.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I don't kill anyone. I smile. I think my hair is full, and it looks. I think I look probably really ridiculous because, funny enough, I didn't wash my hair for like 2 weeks before this audition, because they kept saying like, are you know, my manager asked me, are you cool to like, you know, cut your hair for the role? I'm like, at this point, yeah, sure. I'm gonna do whatever. If I'm right for it and they want to do it, cut whatever, we can do it. So I kind of went, you know, borderline method with it. I was like, all right, I'm not gonna wash my hair. And when I went in the room looking like a meth addict, and so the next day was the audition, or was the shoot for Parks, and so I washed my hair, and it was just like, you know, super curly, and I can't wait. I have no idea how stupid I'm going to look on Parks and Rec, but all I know is I smile, I don't kill anybody, and I think my character was, what did I do? I help homeless people.
Oh, that's very nice.
Yeah.
There you go.
See, I can be nice.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah. I can be a good guy, I promise.
See, that's an actor right there. That's an actor.
There you go.
From killing someone to helping homeless people.
Helping the homeless.
Right?
Yeah.
There you go. All right, well, I mean.
Well, wait a minute. Because Nick had his moment with Carmen. It's my turn. Ladies, We want to know if Mr. Ryan is single.
Yeah, I am.
There you go.
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
I am single.
I don't know why you're looking at me all that.
You just happen to be in my eye line. I'm not Cooper. No offense.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's really nothing else left to say because we have just the news and gossip. You want to jump in?
Do we have news and gossip?
Season 6.
Yeah. Go ahead.
That's news and yeah.
TV news.
Season 6.
Wow.
We want it to come. TNT PR. Tweet them. Go knock on their door. I don't know where to look at it. We'll go knock on their door. Riot. No, don't riot.
We should pick it like outside. Like we want season 6. No.
Yeah. You know, post videos on YouTube. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just do something to help us be like, hey guys, you need season 6. You know, or you were saying a movie, right? You wanted a movie?
Yeah, a movie would pretty good.
That'd be cool.
Because I wanted like all of it to be wrapped up, and then of course Cooper gets shot at the end, and it's like, come on. You know?
I mean, you know.
It's like if it doesn't come back, do we all assume that he died? Or, you know, is that what they want? I don't know.
It's like The Sopranos. You never know what happened. You guys watched that? How they left it? You got an audience interpretation?
Yeah, because The Sopranos isn't. Don't compare it to The Sopranos, because The Sopranos isn't even back yet. So.
What is it?
What?
No, because the Sopranos, like, it's done.
Oh, yeah, but the way they ended it, you don't know.
The series finale, it was just like, you don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, don't compare it to The Sopranos, because we want a
right.
Right, that's true.
Can, you know, like, give us a nice little bow. That's all I'm saying.
Southland movie. You know, something to wrap it up.
Southland movie.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, I mean that's basically it. I mean, I don't have anything else left to say.
No, I mean we don't have predictions because well, we don't know what's going on.
So that's it. Well, thank you guys. We definitely want to thank you guys for tuning in all season long. You know, and so just tweet everybody. So where can they find you, Anik?
You can find me on Twitter at JustAnik or on my website at Anik24.com.
There you go. And Ryan, where can your fans find you?
Dorsey Ryan on Twitter and Dorsey Ryan on the old Instagram. That's where you can find me.
There you go. Remember, he's single, ladies. So his Instagram, hey, follow, like, double click, all that. You guys can find me all over the internet at the Nick Perdue. Thank you guys for tuning in. It's been a great season. We'll miss you.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.